Hey guys, what is up? It's me, Croft Studios here, and I'm here with the first of many LEGO Studio Ghibli MOCs. And today, I started off with a bang, and we did Spirited Away first. Now, this MOC is actually taking place in Yubaba's office, and we have multiple medium-sized models in this set, and it would include, I'd say, 5 total models, it looks like. We've got the chair, we've got their desk, we've got Yubaba, we've got the fireplace, and we also have the dragon, which is awesome. So we'll start with our characters first, and then we'll move into the set. So the one minifigure we included with the set is Chihiro, and she is the main character of Spirited Away, or the protagonist of the movie. You can see how we made her. She also has a few characters with her right here that I'll explain in a sec. But you can see she has the pink pants right there. She has a white shirt with a green stripe. And you can see her face right there is the anime style face. Not really too much with her, but I think it gets the job done for our protagonist. We also have Yubaba's baby, which was turned into a mouse in the movie. So we included this. And there's also the little coal guys in the movie, which I just represented with a little black stud right here. And the other, I guess, minifigures, or not really minifigures, but we have the green heads, which these guys are just in Yubaba's office. They're some type of spirits, and they hang out on Yubaba's desk and in her office, and they're always hanging out together. So we included those with the set as well. So we'll move into our other characters, which are actual models in the set. Our next character, which is actually he's pretty much a spirit, is Haku, and he turns into this dragon type form, where he kind of goes on a tirade in Yubaba's office. He is also a protagonist in this film. You can see how we built him right here with a lot of ball joint pieces for his movement, so you can kind of move him at the middle of his body, on the tail. You can move him kind of right here, move it left and right. We made it so it, for the most part, it stays at this angle. And you can see there's ball joints at the top as well. So this is near his face. We didn't include any actual like stickers or anything right here. We just built his face out of bricks, and then we put these little string pieces on here. If you don't know, he has these giant whisker things that come off of him, which are kind of interesting. But you can see how we built him right here. I think for the most part, it's a simple design, but at least build-wise. But it's very complex looking when you're looking at it from a distance. Like I said, mostly green and white are the colors on this dragon right here. And you can see how he kind of built him in the middle with, like I said, ball joints. And you can actually see there's kind of like a pattern of movement along the overall figure of this, which is pretty cool. It doesn't really have like playability or anything necessarily, besides the fact that you can move it around and do whatever you want with it, which I think is more than enough playability for it. I don't think it needed any unnecessary playability features. So we'll move into our next character, which is Yubaba. Our next character in this set is Yubaba. Now this is a awesome character from Spirited Away. She runs the bathhouse in the movie, and she's kind of the head honcho. And you can see this model is very complex. It was not easy to build this, I'm just going to say that. It took me a few hours to even come close to finishing this thing, and I finally got it to a design that I was happy with. You can see she has her gold earrings. We have a little jewel on the center of her right here. She's got movable arms, and she also has a head that spins, and this little piece in the middle stops it from spinning all the way around, so it kind of controls it. Her mouth would be right here, obviously, but I think that's kind of implied, so we didn't like go out of our way to make a specific mouth design or anything. But I did go out of my way to make her cheeks, her nose, and her eyes, and obviously her hair. So her hair is a very interesting design. We have pieces kind of going all over the place with it, and it was not easy to get the look of it from the movie. You can see the back of her right here just kind of has the back of her dress. I think we got the shape of her and overall just the model of her pretty accurate for our standards, at least. I think we did a pretty good job with it. You can see her bun up here, and overall she's actually pretty sturdy design. We've got a bunch of studs down here that you can kind of place right here, so if you want to put it on a base plate or any type of thing like that. I was thinking about doing possibly an instruction video for this, because I think we did a really good job with this model. I think if I was going to improve something, maybe the back of the head, but I mean, there's not really much to do. Maybe like some slight angle right here, but I wasn't really able to figure out a good design for that. So tell me what you think on this model, but I think we did a really good job making this character. She's the head honcho. She's a bad person in a way. She's kind of the film's antagonist in a lot of ways, and she's a really cool character though. So I'm glad we were able to make her. The first model of the set right here, besides the character models, is a red chair. This doesn't really have too much function besides looking like an office chair that she has in there. She can't actually fit in her own chair, unfortunately, but I think the design of this we didn't want to mess with this design because we thought it looked really good. We've got kind of like a blanket thing sitting right here. The red chair design overall I think looks really cool. And if you're wondering why everything is larger scale than the minifigures, that's actually intentional. Chihiro is very small compared to the rest of the spirits and other characters in this film, such as compared to Yubaba. If you saw, she's actually very small compared to Yubaba. You can see the size difference right here, which is actually like relatively accurate. I think she's maybe a little bigger, but I think in general it reflects the design very well. So back to the chair, you can see if you really want to, you can take this off and you can put maybe Chihiro in it or whatever. There's a lot of different things you can do with it, but it's a chair, so it doesn't really do too much, but I think it's a nice little addition for the set. Our next model in the set is actually Yubaba's desk. Now, this is the desk that Yubaba does pretty much all of her work at for her company, which is, like I said, the bathhouse. She has a stack of coins, she has a book sitting there, a light. I think the look of this desk is actually very satisfying to me. It turned out really nice looking. You can see we've got the gold on the front. The brown and gold are the two emphasized colors of this model. Definitely went in depth with that. You can see on the side we have some gold as well. And actually underneath the desk it's hollow. The design of it is not super crazy or anything, but we did take advantage of trying to use space in between these studs right here. So if you're ever trying to do something like this at home, leave one space off of this and then go outward with your designs, and I think it turns out to be a really cool design thing you can do. And we also left one corner so we can put some desk cylindrical pieces right here. So now on the top of the desk is what you're all wanting to see. We have stacks of papers, we have a little pen and quill, we have coins, obviously they have to be gold coins, and we also have a book and a light right here. Now, Yubaba actually does sit behind the desk for scale. You can see she actually looks like relatively to scale with this desk, so she can do her work or whatever she needs to do, or yell at her workers, whatever she wants to do, but that's probably what she'll end up doing. But you can see there's a few removable things, so if you want to take this book off, you can. We just have some jumper plates right there. You can rearrange some stuff around if you really want to. You can see how we kind of place stuff right there. But overall, we wanted the desk to look really polished and sleek. And that's what we went for when we were designing this model, and I think we got the look of it, hopefully. So now let's move into our final model of the set. This is our largest model in the set, which is actually the Fireplace. Now, this model actually does have a slight playability function compared to the rest of the models besides maybe Haku, who can move around. We actually do have some functionability with this one, and I'll show you that at the end when I show you the model. So here is the actual build of this thing. It's pretty solid. It's actually a quite heavy piece right here because there's a lot of pieces condensed into this thing. The back of it isn't really meant to be seen, but it's just kind of blocks and things like that back here. But the main showcase is you put this up like against a wall of some sort. You can see we use some brown pieces, gold, white, black, the typical colors for a very stylish fireplace right here. And you can see these pieces right here are where the playability will come in. I'll show you that in a second. So you can see we have just a few random things sitting up here. We have like a little silver piece and maybe a little coal bar of some sort. And we also put a very cool intricate design up here. Not really any functionality behind it, but I think it looks really cool, so that's why we put that there. You can see we actually use one of the smaller pole pieces right here, so it barely reaches across on each side, but we didn't want anything to stick out onto the other side, so I think it looked really cool. Put a lot of thought and process into these models. If you were wondering, don't just rush through when you're building. This is one thing that we do, is we take a lot of time when building these things. So now I'll show you the actual playability feature, which is super cool. Now you press these two, it doesn't matter, you can press one at a time or both, but we have a light up function. So I'll show you that in the dark now. So now looking at this playability feature in the dark, it actually looks super cool because we've got a yellow one on the left side and a red one on the right side. So you can actually do the fire whatever color you want, but the preferable way to do it is to have both of them, and it creates a very cool color on the inside overall. And I think it's a very interesting feature to include because in the movie this is a super cool scene, and the fire is definitely a very interesting color palette and an interesting part of the scenes where the fireplace is involved when she's asking Yubaba for a job in her office. And I think it's just super cool to recreate those scenes. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this MOC review. We have more of these Studio Ghibli Lego MOCs coming. We have one other one done right now, but we wanted to get this one out because this was one that I really wanted to make first. But we do have another one done right now, and we have more on the way. We also have a lot of other MOCs outside of the Studio Ghibli that we're doing right now. We actually have a bunch done, so stay tuned for those. They're just kind of miscellaneous MOCs that we go out of our way to make. We actually have a very big MOC coming up from a very obscure movie. And that will come out very soon. That was made by my brother entirely, so he's super excited to show you guys that. But tell me what you think in the comments down below, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. We really enjoyed making these MOCs. Please leave your suggestions down below on what you want to see, specifically from Studio Ghibli. If you guys want to see any Studio Ghibli specific movie, we've already picked out a bunch that we were thinking about doing, but we haven't entirely decided on the ones we want to do. So leave your comments and thoughts down below. We're definitely going to be reading the comments and seeing what you guys think. So I hope you enjoyed, guys. Thanks for watching again, and I hope to see you soon.